Brian from Woongjin, to say that the success that you and your company have realized in Korea is unprecedented and overwhelming is probably still an understatement. The market share that Woongjin has contributed in Korea for SAP Business One is astounding, and much like everybody here, you've got some industry solution orientation, you've got some large enterprise ecosystem orientation, but I think one of the best practices that has set you apart, that I'd love for you to share, have been the unconventional or disruptive marketing approaches that you take to building your business, to creating your business, and ultimately to retaining your business. Can you share with everybody some of those best practices and unique tactics that you use?
Okay. So I came from South Korea. So in case of South Korea, they wondering about the system education first before using the SAP R3, SAP A1 or B1. Frankly speaking, our main business is SAP A1. That was started 10 years ago because Woongjin is kind of the group in Korea. So our group want to use the SAP A1 10 years ago. After finishing the implementation, we started the SAP A1 business first. But problem is, it's a very tough market in South Korea because there's a lot of global consulting firm already exist in South Korea. So after finish the A1 implementation in Woongjin groups, we will start the global rollout about the Woongjin affiliated company in Korea and overseas. At the time, we select SAP Business One 6 years ago. So after finish the implementation of the B1, we think that this solution is very right and very easy to access from the user side. So we think that how we can do the marketing in South Korea. So we think that education. So we creating a kind of portal for the client, and then we gathering the information from the portal because in case of South Korea, there's no B1 strong partner over there at the time. So we doing that kind of the education offering. So we gathering the client and we bring them to our education center because we are certified education center from the SAP Korea. We also certified the government IT education center we also have. So we give them a training about the SAP Business One. We also publishing SAP Business One, which is written by Korean language because, as you know, most of the Korean not good at English. So we bring out the Korean language Business One book for them, and then we add some more additional solution for our book. Because of that book, they can easily understand the SAP Business One. The second thing is marketing. So our group have the one golf club nearby Seoul. So we bring them to golf club. At the time, they using the caddy. So we print out the kind of the signal. The Woongjin IT is the leading company in South Korea for especially B1. And then most of the player came from the C-level, CXO, such like the CFO, CEO, CIO. They wondering about the SAP Business One when they play the golf. So they asked about what is Business One, and then the caddy explained them, and then they contact us. The other one is the Korea, the amusement park, such like Disneyland.
You train the caddy.
Yeah.
Train a
caddy is kind of the pre-sale, yeah. And then we get into the client in springtime in Korea. So nearby Seoul, there's a kind of the amusement park, such like Disneyland. So we bring the client with family, such like kids. It's very fun when they touring the safari tour. Because in case of Korea, safari tour is very expensive. So we already reservation the 1 day or 2 days safari tour for client. Think about the father. The father bring the wife and kids feeding the food for the tiger. It's very interesting. After finish the safari tour, the family want to retention about the Woongjin's IT maintenance because they want to return back to safari tour next year. Yeah. we do such like a particular marketing method to our Korean market. And then we also concentrate the SAP B1 specific industry solution. So in USA, we already have our branch office nearby California, Irvine. So we created the hotel solution. Before start creating hotel solution, we think about what is the strong rival in the market. We think that is Micros, Fidelio. They have the Opera hotel solution. It's very strong. It's very leading package and the hotel market. So we analyzing the solution, Opera solution. By the way, Opera is merged by Oracle. Yeah, so they offer to market very high price, very expensive. But the clients just only using 10% of our functionality and the Opera solution. So we offer to our client, okay, in case of Opera, they have the 1,000 functionality in Opera ERP. But in our SAP B1 hotel solution, we just only offering for the 100. Even though that functionality contain 100, you can utilize 100% because the most of the usage already contained in our hotel business one. So we release in the USA and we already have the reference about the 10 hotel clients. And we also think about the price because the Opera concern about the 5-star hotel and worldwide. But in our case, we concern about the 1 or 2-star hotel. And then in case of APJ, there's a lot of resort now construct in Vietnam, Thailand, India, Indonesia also, Philippines also. So today, I wanna sharing about our particular marketing plan. I also sharing about solution in this Asian market. So I wanna share together in this nice partner together. This is why we are the leading partner in South Korea. So last year, our market share is 47% in South Korea. So this year we want to increase our market share in South Korea. We also promote in APJ like this. Thank you.
No, Brian, thank you very much. I think very clearly the creative ways to which you go to market and the value add, not just to the businesses, but the influence that our children and spouses have on making sure we stay your customers by going to the park is a wonderful, wonderful example. EJ?
Yeah, so EJ, want to move to the fast track. One of the things that we learned yesterday